From restaurants that stayed open even when the owners couldn't see eye to eye,
I am doing what I'm doing. I'm telling you about them snow crabs.
to those still in business despite their owners' reluctance to evolve,
Because I think you just cooked me the worst pizza in Denver.
I disagree with you.
here are several Kitchen Nightmares restaurants that are still open in 2026, starting with the Spanish Pavilion in Harrison, New Jersey, was founded by Antonio Fernandez and opened its doors in 1976. At the time, it was described as the very first Spanish restaurant in New Jersey, and for many years, it lived up to that reputation. When Antonio got older, he stepped back and handed the restaurant to his daughter, Balbina, and her two sons, Michael and Jerry. Michael took charge of the kitchen, while Jerry handled the front of the house. It was a natural handover on the surface, a family keeping their legacy alive. However, what followed was a slow collapse that nobody in the family saw coming.
I haven't even paid my fish guy. I gotta pay my fish guy. We're in the debt over $500,000-$600,000. I'm scared.
And by the time Gordon Ramsay arrived in Season 4, Episode 1, the Spanish Pavilion was carrying more than $600,000 in debt. When Gordon walked into the restaurant, he was welcomed by waitstaff that looked as if they were attending a funeral.
Somebody die? Did somebody pass away?
No.
No. You all look immaculately formal, but tuxedos. Undertakers at a funeral.
He went into the restaurant anyway and tried one of the dishes on their menu. It was poorly made.
This looks disgusting.
Very creamy. Is it always this creamy?
Yes, you're
Then Gordon noticed something in the dining room that stopped him in his tracks. The restaurant had a live lobster tank on display, a feature that was clearly meant to give the space a fresh premium feel. But what was inside the tank was not what anyone paying premium prices for seafood should ever see.
Is he dead?
No, I think they're just sleeping.
He must be dead.
We keep a good eye on that.
He's fucked. Dead. A dead lobster. No, he's gone.
Is he?
Gordon decided to try out another dish, and it was terrible.
We just drank some of that out. It's like they're swimming. Thank you. Oh dear. It's like a fucking Exxon Valdez there. The chicken tastes absolutely dreadful.
Things became even more concerning during dinner service, when Gordon realized that the relationship between Michael and Jerry had broken down to the point where they were openly at each other's throats during service.
Right now. Crab legs have to be finished
Michael,
cooking.
do what you're
When
doing.
they're done cooking, they'll come
Do
out.
what you're doing.
I am doing what I'm doing. I'm telling you about them snow crabs.
And this damaging tension had spread through the entire team, as Michael and the kitchen staff nearly got into a physical altercation during service.
Understand you're excited right now. You're gonna alone, man. Talk to me later. Get out!
After the disastrous dinner service, Gordon came in the next day and encountered more problems, as the Spanish Pavilion had been storing food in heaps.
But it gets worse. Look at it. It's absolutely jam-packed. Chicken after chicken after chicken.
And when Michael was confronted, his excuse was,
Fucking meat here.
I wanted to make sure I was ready. For
You
whatever
ready
came
for
my
what?
way. Whatever.
Help me,
came my-
Michael.
whatever
Ready for
came
what?
My way.
Whatever came your way.
I don't know what to expect.
You're burning money you haven't got.
Gordon decided to give it another shot, but on the second day of dinner service, spoiled chicken was found in the kitchen.
Smell. It's gone. No, smell it. Don't just say fucking yeah. It's gone. You can't serve that shit tonight.
But at least the dinner service that night ended on a better note.
Tonight was better. Everybody liked the specials, but let's not get too excited about tonight because the quality control has to be much better.
With the restaurant on the right track, Gordon gave it a stylish makeover. He also worked with the family to clean up the kitchen, simplify the menu, and change the waitstaff's uniform.
You love it.
That's what I say.
Oh, baby.
More importantly, he addressed the fractured relationship between the two brothers.
You can't do that in front of the fucking team. You've got to show them some fucking respect. Yes, it's hard, but you've got to back off. He's up to his eyeballs in the fucking weeds and you're laying into him. Fucking slow
The
down.
relaunch went ahead, and for a moment, it looked like things might genuinely turn around. Gordon later returned to the Spanish Pavilion as part of the revisit segment in Season 5. When he arrived, he snuck into the restaurant to investigate the refrigerators.
Shrimp, fine. Frozen peas and shrimp. What a difference, which is good news.
And realized that his changes had actually held. However, Jerry informed Gordon about a new development in the restaurant.
Well, little brother, he's no longer here right now. He decided to try something new.
You mean you fired it?
It wasn't a firing. Michael had simply moved on and found a path that was actually for him. But even without Michael, the restaurant was doing so well.
Business is increasing.
Business over the last 2 months were anywhere 10 to 15% increase.
Wow.
Around the time of the revisit, the family received some deeply personal news.
Sad news, I guess, since the last time we were here was my grandfather passed away.
I'm sorry.
And he was the family patriarch.
The man who built the Spanish Pavilion from nothing never got to see the full extent of its recovery. However, the restaurant he started nearly 50 years ago is still standing. As of 2026, the Spanish Pavilion remains open in Harrison, New Jersey, holding a 3.7-star rating on Yelp and still serving the community that Antonio Fernandez first walked into in 1976. The Spanish Pavilion showed us how family conflict can slowly ruin a restaurant, and the next restaurant takes that idea even further. Leone's is a warm, family-run Italian restaurant located in Montclair, New Jersey. It was owned by Rose Leone, who opened the doors in 1986. She poured everything she had into making Leone's a place people genuinely love to visit. Then, about 3 years before Gordon arrived, everything changed. Rose suffered serious complications following a kidney stone operation and fell into a coma. Overnight, the responsibility of running the entire restaurant fell on her son, Michael, a young man who had no training for it and had no plan on what to do with it. Instead of actually managing the restaurant, Michael would come in, watch football, eat, and go home. His behavior affected the restaurant badly. The kitchen was uninspired, the staff had lost their sense of direction, and the dining room was quiet.
They play soccer.
Hello? Last weekend, we had 12 to 15 tables on a Friday night, and that's bad.
Trudy, the head server, had quietly taken over responsibility that was never hers to carry, handling orders, payroll, and management decisions because Michael simply was not doing it. When Rose woke up from her coma 2 years later, she was utterly devastated by what her son had done with her life's work.
Everything I see was dirty.
So if this is filthy, I'm afraid about what the kitchen looks like.
Kitchen out of control. That's a disgrace. Disgusting. What are you doing? They destroyed everything for my life.
She was in dire need of Gordon's intervention to stay happy and alive.
I need Chef Ramsay to come in and straighten them out. Chef Ramsay needs to be my voice. If this doesn't work out, I will have no other choice but to die.
And when Gordon walked through those doors in Season 5, Episode 2, the very first thing he saw was Michael sitting at the entrance watching television during working hours.
What's that thing there?
That's my old television that I watch all the games on.
Oh, you watch games on there?
Yes, sir.
Seriously?
Yes, sir.
But this is the main entrance, right?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Is business that flat that you're watching games and trying to deal with customers at the same time?
Yes, it is, Chef.
Really?
Gordon made his point immediately with a demonstration.
Hello, table for one, sir?
Yeah, I'm busy.
Okay.
2 seconds, I've just got to watch this goal. Would you mind?
It was a simple demonstration of what Michael's customers had experienced every time they walked through those doors. Determined to get answers, Gordon gathered the staff and had a conversation with them.
The passion.
Yes, I've had a passion in this.
I don't think he ever had the passion.
Wow, is that true?
I don't think so, Chef.
I fell into it, hoping that Michael, somewhere along the line, would learn from me, but he hasn't made the initiative.
Michael's face.
When asked about their finances, it turned out that they were losing money every single week.
$1,000. What are we taking currently a week?
8,000?
We're losing $4 grand a week.
Yes, sir.
We're drowning. We've already drowned.
But the issues didn't end with Michael. Gordon decided to try out their dishes.
One of everything on that menu.
But he was about to find out just how huge their menu was. Every single item on the 15-page menu came out of the kitchen and covered the tables from end to end. Gordon worked his way through dish after dish and found exactly what a menu that size produces: inconsistency, poor quality, and food prepared without any real care or attention.
Why is all the vinegar on there?
People like that recipe. They love it, actually.
Oh my god. The chilies.
Fuck is it?
It's chicken.
In balsamic sauce.
Yeah.
Balsamic
Red wine in a
reduction.
balsamic reduction.
Taste it. What is this one?
Pasta Vajo.
There's no seasoning in there.
He made the chefs sit and eat the dishes themselves, and one of them spat out a poorly made risotto right there at the table. But there was a lot more where that came from. Gordon went through their stored food, and it was a disaster.
Smell that! Smell it! That's fucking older than me! Smell it! Go on! This. Oh my god. Is that flounder?
It's definitely old.
Definitely old. It's green.
Enraged, Gordon told them explicitly,
Last Thanksgiving. Did you smell the flounder?
Yes.
Did you see the cooked chicken, the raw pork, the raw veal? It's a joke. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Under no circumstances can we continue to serve food. Shut the place down.
Nonetheless, Gordon knew they needed assistance, so he overhauled their decor, slashed the menu dramatically, and worked directly with Michael on how to actually show up as a leader.
I want you holding the fort together.
Sure.
Yeah? King of the castle.
You got it.
Yeah? We get in the weeds, we get out.
You got it.
We stay together as a team.
We got it.
The relaunch was conducted, and it gave the restaurant a real fighting chance.
Chef, in my restaurant, I'm gonna stay the course.
Unfortunately, he found things that had moved in a different direction that he hadn't expected. When Gordon arrived for a revisit episode, he found out that there had been some mind-blowing changes to the restaurant.
The business sitting now.
It's probably up 40% since last time.
40%. You are working hard.
Yes, sir.
But the staff also revealed something disappointing about Michael.
Told me he's here first thing in the morning, he's here last thing at night. Is he really working that hard?
He still shows up at his usual time, 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Oh no. He found TVs across the street. What do you mean?
In the bar. In the bar.
Oh gee.
When confronted, Michael looked him in the eye and promised to commit fully to the restaurant.
Jump back in there and nail it.
Yes, sir.
Please?
You have my word. I want to make you proud.
At least the food on that revisit was good enough to leave Gordon with the confidence that things could still work out.
That's good news.
Then in April 2014, Rose Leone passed away at the age of 64. The woman who had built Leone's from nothing and given the restaurant its name and its heart was gone. The restaurant passed fully into Michael's hands, and whatever happened next was entirely up to him. What happened next was that he kept it open. Since 1986 to date, Leone's is still operating in Montclair, New Jersey, more than 14 years after Ramsey's visit and nearly 30 years since Rose first opened the door. It holds a 3.4-star rating on Yelp with over 400 reviews. Leone survived because one man fought to preserve his mother's legacy. The next restaurant takes us to California, where another family was fighting to save something that had taken over 2 decades to build. In the city of Anaheim, just a few miles from Disneyland, Luigi Cartazzoni opened Luigi's d'Italia in 1981, and it was financed by his father, Dominic. Luigi was a passionate man who believed deeply in the food and what he was building. For nearly 2 decades, the restaurant held its own, a family-run Italian spot that drew in local customers in a city filled with options. Then, in 1989, Dominic retired to Italy and Luigi's brother, Tony, joined the business. On paper, it made sense. Keep things in the family. Have someone you trust by your side. However, what followed over the next decade was a slow and painful deterioration of everything Luigi had spent 18 years building. The two brothers couldn't agree on anything, and they argued anywhere at any time.
You're interfering with my cooking. Get the fuck out of here.
On top of that, Luigi's wife, Grace, was not helping matters.
Brother, to carry you. Without you, brother, you be this straight. You be homeless. Fuck you. You do this to me.
The tension had become so constant that customers could feel it the moment they walked through the door.
Okay, sucks. Go. Fuck you. I'm gonna go back to you. I've been here.
By the time Ramsey arrived in season 5, episode 4, the restaurant was a month away from closing.
The way the restaurant is going, it's gonna go broke in a month. We're in debt, total $1.5 million.
When Gordon sat down with the family to figure out what the problem was, a heated argument followed immediately.
We go up to the customer and just say, fuck you, get the fuck out of here.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say fuck you. Don't tell me this bullshit, okay? Say that clone.
That's what you said.
No, I didn't say fuck you. This is what happened.
After the disagreement, Gordon sat down and ordered from the menu. But what came out of the kitchen was deeply discouraging.
Oh my God. It's mush. Bland, greasy, no seasoning. This is dreadful. That tastes as bad as it.
Gordon was direct and forceful in his assessment, but Luigi refused to accept any of it.
The fish special, that was overcooked and it was bland.
That was a perfect dish. You're not telling me that. Come on.
It was like cat food. Linguine, pescatore.
That one there is the best dish on the menu. It was my signature dish when I opened the
However, Gordon could see that the food was only part of the problem. The real damage was done by the brothers themselves, so Gordon put it plainly.
Missing. And I don't know what it is on the back of the fragmented relationship you've got with your brother, but the heart's gone. There's got to be some magic somewhere inside that was once there. but I need it.
Ramsey also took a different approach. He sat Luigi, Tony, and their wives in the back to listen while he spoke with the staff. And when Grace heard what the staff actually thought of her, the reaction was immediate.
Easily, I think the biggest yeller is Grace. I never know if I'm gonna walk in and she's gonna be smiling, or someone else will frown on her face and start yelling at completely.
It's not about all a lie.
Oh, there's a lot of things that's not said. I know you get offended, but that's okay.
What's that true?
And when Gordon went back to check on them, she made her feelings known.
Say to me.
No.
They talk bad about me.
No.
Yeah, but that's not true. They're liars.
No.
Once the confrontation had played out and the family had seen themselves clearly for a moment, Gordon turned to the work and simplified the menu, removing the excess and focusing the kitchen on what it could genuinely do well. When relaunch night arrived, the brothers held it together and the kitchen performed well.
We got baked salmon and a chicken parm.
Wonderful.
And for the first time in a long time, Luigi's D'Italia looked like a restaurant with a future.
Showed you had passion. Yes? Passion is back in Luigi's.
The response after the episode had aired was outstanding. Luigi reported a 40% increase in sales, and the Orange County newspaper gave it a strong review that brought in new customers to the restaurant. But the road ahead was not without its difficulties. In 2017, the original Anaheim location closed. The building had been sold because the owners wanted to relocate, but Luigi was not finished. That same year, he found a new location and reopened Luigi's D'Italia in the neighboring city of Fullerton, California. That decision to start again instead of walking away says a great deal about the man. Luigi's D'Italia is still open in 2026 at its Fullerton location, under the same ownership. Nearly 14 years after Gordon Ramsay first walked through the door in Anaheim, it currently holds a 4.4 star rating on Yelp across more than 600 reviews, which says a lot about how things turned out. Luigi's story is about a man who refused to let go, even when everything around him was falling apart. But the next restaurant faced a different kind of struggle entirely. The Greek at the Harbor, located in Ventura, California, was opened in 1994 by Makis Michelatos and his wife Lynn. For years, the restaurant was exactly what Makis had dreamed it would be. The customers came, food flowed, and the Michelatos family built a life around the place they had created together.
We did great. It was always busy.
Whoop.
Already, guys.
Makis was not the kind of man who did things halfway, and for 17 straight years, he worked tirelessly without taking a vacation.
Here for 17 years, he's just burning out from being here so long.
But somewhere along the way, the weight of all those years began to take its toll. When Ramsay arrived in season 5, episode 8, the restaurant had not made a single profit in years.
How much money do we have in our account right now?
We're getting low. I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
It's like we work our asses off.
Ramsay proceeded to taste the food, and what came out of the kitchen told an unpleasant story.
It looks like I'm having a hell day, right?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Spongy and raw.
You having the moussaka?
Yeah, it's disgusting. Carrots and mush. That is an insult to any Greek island.
Makis had stopped being able to see his restaurant clearly, and the food on those plates was proof. Gordon told him the undeniable truth.
You came from Greece. You bring it over and you make it better here. You've made it worse.
During dinner service, the food was coming back just as fast as it was being sent out, and Eris, their son, decided to do something to entertain the customers. But the dinner service still ended badly because the food was horrible. Gordon knew fixing the food wouldn't help if he didn't address the person behind it. To understand the issue, he turned to Lynn, who revealed something about Eris.
Announced, I'm gonna make something of my life. I'm not working in the restaurant.
What? In front of all the staff?
In front of all of his friends.
This revelation showed that Makis lost his passion because he was broken by his son's refusal to take over the business. The restaurant reflected every bit of that emptiness. In an attempt to fix this, Gordon brought Eris, Lynn, and Makis together and gave them the space to say what had gone unsaid for years.
Regardless if we're making money or not, we kill ourselves here. And I didn't want to kill myself either, not in a selfish way. I just didn't want to, Dad, I'm sorry.
The family reconciled in a way that felt deeply human. And with that weight lifted, Gordon turned to the restaurant itself. He freshened up the dining room and cut the menu down significantly. The relaunch brought a new energy to the restaurant and gave the Michelatos family what they had not had in a long time: genuine hope.
Chef Ramsay came to unite us together. My son and I will be very successful.
I believe.
After the episode aired, the response from the local community was strong. They felt that Gordon's revisions had stripped away too much of the restaurant's authentic Greek character, and the menu had been cut back further than some customers had wanted. The feedback was so vocal that the restaurant eventually brought some of the original items back to satisfy the regulars who had been coming for years. In 2016, the restaurant was renamed the Greek Mediterranean Steak and Seafood, while also being regarded as the Greek Ventura, giving it a fresher identity with the same family still running it from the same Ventura location. The Greek Mediterranean Steak and Seafood is still open in 2026 at the original location in Ventura, California. It has earned a 4.1 star rating on Google. It is considered one of the top-rated restaurants on TripAdvisor from Kitchen Nightmares, marking a complete shift from its early struggles. At the Greek at the Harbor, a father-son dynamic was tearing the restaurant apart, but the next establishment involved a husband and wife duo whose renovation was on the brink of destroying everything they'd built. In 1995, Saki Cavaniaris purchased Spinny Yarn Steakhouse located in Fremont, California. Among the staff he hired was a server named Jennifer. The two fell in love, and for years, the restaurant was the center of everything they'd built together. For a while, it was exactly the kind of story people like to tell, until the renovation. Jennifer took charge of a remodel budgeted at $350,000, but the costs ran far beyond what had been planned.
I was planning on spending $350,000 at the most. Jennifer ended up spending almost $950,000. And after I remodeled this place, everything just went down.
The total cost of the remodel had run over 300% of what they'd planned, and it was what the money was spent on that made it more frustrating.
It wasn't until after I found out that the bar was $40,000.
Wow.
And the little glitter tiles in the women's bathroom, I picked those out, but I didn't know they were $100 each.
They were even renovating a property that wasn't theirs.
We don't own that building, we don't own that property. Saucony has a 10-year lease. We've got 10 years to make it or break it.
The debt that followed put both the restaurant and the marriage under a pressure neither of them had been prepared for.
I feel like my marriage is at a breaking point. And that scares me.
Gordon Ramsay arrived in season 5, episode 13 to find a restaurant that was in serious trouble on every level. He sat down and ordered from the menu, but what came back to him was deeply underwhelming, especially for a steakhouse that was charging steakhouse prices.
That is ghastly. Yeah, it doesn't smell that fresh.
No, it doesn't. It's also canned.
Oh, shit. Disgusting.
After that revolting meal, Ramsay returned for dinner service. But before anything, he spoke to the couple's daughter, Michaela, who was caught in the middle of her parents' ordeal.
Go 5 or 4 days without talking, and it scares me that my parents are on the verge of divorce.
And you're caught in the middle.
During dinner service, Gordon noticed that the oysters smelled awful, and when he checked the fridge, what he found confirmed that the food quality problems went deeper than the menu.
Congealed blood here, all in there, huh? Just all sat in there. Just all sat.
Gordon then turned his attention to the heart of the problem, which was the couple's damaged relationship.
You have all my support. All right?
With that out of the way, Gordon rebranded Spinny Yarn by cutting away the confusion of a menu that tried to do many things at once.
Just under 200 dishes. Insane. This menu is in accordance to what you've got to work with. Easy, effective, and glamorous, and playing to your strength.
He focused the kitchen on what a steakhouse is supposed to do well, streamlined the operation, and organized a relaunch night with players from the San Jose Sharks coming in as VIP guests. It was a strong night, and it gave the restaurant a genuine lift going into the weeks that followed. The lift couldn't hold everything together, as Saki and Jennifer divorced in 2014, 3 years after Gordon had walked through their door. Jennifer retained an ownership stake in the restaurant, while Saki continued to run the day-to-day operation. However, the restaurant itself kept going. It's still operating in Fremont, California, holding a 3.5 star rating on Yelp, suggesting it had found some consistency years after Ramsay's visit. While Spinny Yarn Steakhouse proved that a restaurant can thrive despite its owner's disputes, the next restaurant is owned by a family weighed down by a father who no longer hears the voices of those close to him. In 1984, a Greek immigrant named Yannis Agostiu opened Yanni's Greek restaurant on Greenwood Avenue North in Seattle, building it from nothing and pouring his culture and identity into everything that came out of the kitchen. When Yannis eventually stepped back, his son Peter and his family took over in 2007. What Peter found almost immediately was that inheriting a restaurant and actually running it well were not the same thing. When Gordon Ramsay arrived in season 6, episode 13, Yanni's Greek restaurant was losing money, customers, and whatever goodwill had been built over 4 decades earlier under Yannis.
Bad that we don't have medical insurance.
We can't pay our bills on time. The mortgage is always late. We've hit rock bottom.
Gordon walked in and sat down with Peter before even looking at the kitchen. And what became immediately clear was that Peter had a very particular way of seeing the world around him.
Business, I don't think they're focused.
Right.
You know, so the devotion is not there.
Devotion?
Yeah.
Do they listen to you?
But his wife Karen and their two daughters, Elise and Taria, told Gordon a very different story.
And when you can't have the full support that you deserve.
Or when he never listens to anything you have to say.
He says the opposite in terms of he gives
bullshit.
it easier.
He is not. That's untrue. That's untrue.
After the conversation, Gordon was ready to eat, and the food confirmed what a menu unchanged since 1984 looks like.
That does not make sense. Pretty weird, the meat is very sweet, and yet the eggplant is very bitter. The eggplant is undercooked.
I think sometimes the sauce, though, the red sauce is a little greasy. I mean, you can see the oil.
You want to go sit with him? You want to go sit with him and chit-chat? How to fucking criticize my food? Get out of my kitchen.
While the family was preparing for service, Gordon inspected how they stored their food, and it was the kind of thing that stops a kitchen in its tracks.
Nothing's labelled. It's sticky, it stinks, and it's disgusting. How old is this stuff? Ugh, disgusting.
Gordon's response was direct and unsparing, and for once, it was exactly what the situation called for.
Continue cooking? You think it's funny, do you? No. Elise, if anyone can walk past rotten food in a fridge and continue cooking fresh, you shouldn't be fucking anywhere near food. And then when I hear, oh, I've never seen that before, then open your fucking... Look in there! That's embarrassing!
But we don't use it. I can't keep up with everything. I fucking babysit you like kids.
Gordon acknowledged the fact that before anything could change, Peter had to change. He spoke to him directly and without softening anything, but Peter resisted.
You are the owner. And it's about time that you, sir, start taking responsibility for what you're running.
We are about fresh food, and I'm not gonna serve my customers any spoiled food if I know.
After the back and forth, Peter finally listened.
We have to change our ways. Yanni cannot succeed like that anymore. We cannot stay open like that anymore. And this is my reality check.
With Peter on board, Gordon refreshed the dining room, restructured the menu completely, and worked with the kitchen to bring consistency and care back into every dish being sent out. A relaunched night, the dining room was filled up. The food came out well, and for the first time in a long time, Yanni's Greek restaurant felt like a place with momentum behind it.
They're very happy. They're all coming back.
1 year after Ramsey's visit, Yanni's Greek restaurant took to social media to acknowledge Ramsey publicly, stating, "First of all, I would like to thank Chef Ramsey for giving us the opportunity to be on his show and giving us many pointers on how to survive with the changes. He's a good guy, full of compassion, and very informative off-screen." As of 2026, Yanni's Greek restaurant is still open in its original location on Greenwood Avenue North in Seattle, Washington, still run by the same Agostino family that Yanni started it with back in 1984. It holds a 4.7-star rating on Facebook and a 3.9-star rating on Yelp. It is one of the few Season 6 restaurants still operating today. Yanni's remained open because Peter Agostino was willing to hear the truth, even when it was hard. The final restaurant on this list takes us to Denver, Colorado, where a man named Pete Fafalios was facing the very same choice. Pete Fafalios opened Pantaleone's New York Pizza in Denver, Colorado in 1985, and for the better part of a decade, the awards and rave reviews followed.
We did have wonderful reviews. We just got award after award after award.
The restaurant had the kind of reputation and community standing that most restaurant owners spend their entire careers trying to learn. But the problem was that Pete never moved past it. When Gordon Ramsay arrived in 2013, nearly 2 decades had passed since those award-winning years. The restaurant was on the brink of closure, and customer complaints were coming in daily, and the food barely resembled the product that had earned Pantaleone's its reputation in the first place.
It's nasty. All grease, crust.
However, Pete could not see any of it, and as far as he was concerned, Pantaleone's was still the best pizza in Denver.
Just shut up.
Your veggie pizzas, they're a little soggy.
Okay, quit winning.
His wife Paulette and his son Josh had very different views.
Fun to change things about the place, but my father shoots down every one of my ideas.
It's ridiculous, man.
This is your system.
Really? Yeah, really. Just shut up.
But Pete was immovable. He had built Pantaleones with his own hands, and he'd earned those awards with his own recipes, and he wasn't about to let anyone, including his own family, tell him that something needed to change. Gordon made his way in and settled down to have a meal, and what came out of the kitchen was genuinely shocking.
What he's doing, these portions, I mean, they're hideous. How much filling has he put in there? Jesus. Raw onion. The oil, the grease coming out of that. The oil in there, look at the grease. That's gross.
Pete listened to Gordon's criticism with the quiet, settled confidence of a man who had already decided that none of it was true.
I have plenty of people that they love my meatballs. I am very proud of my meatballs, and for Chef Ramsay to say it was a 0, it's very insulting.
And when Gordon saw that no amount of conversation was going to shift Pete's position on its own,
I think you just cooked me the worst pizza in Denver.
I disagree.
He decided to let the people of Denver do it instead. He took Pete's Pizza out onto the streets of Denver and organized a blind public taste test. 3 pizzas were placed in front of participants, with Pete's Pizza labeled letter B.
And your least favorite?
B.
Why B?
Soggy on the crust. Way too much cheese. It overwhelmed everything else.
Felt my heart stop.
It was too much on the crust. The crust was soggy.
Out of the 3 pizzas, Pantaleone's had finished last, yet Pete remained unyielding.
Got one very important question for you.
Am I willing to change?
That's the one.
No.
It was when his family threatened to give up on him.
I've been in here waiting tables, and my knees are shot. I'm not going to do it anymore, and I'm serious with you. I mean, I may even leave.
I am out of here.
That he decided to do the right thing.
100%.
Yes, sir. I am ready to change. I am.
Can you?
Yes.
I hope so.
With Pete's newfound willingness to change, Gordon modernized the dining room, overhauled the menu, and gave Pantaleone's a visual identity that matched the quality it was now trying to deliver. He also arranged for a van to be donated to the restaurant through a charity called 1-800-Charity Cars, giving Pantaleone's the ability to offer delivery for the first time and opening up an entirely new revenue stream. The relaunch went well.
This is fantastic.
And the response in the weeks that followed was significant. Business at Pantaleone's increased by approximately 70% after the episode aired. Over time, the restaurant evolved in ways that suited the reality of running a small family business. The full dine-in model gradually gave way to a stronger focus on takeout and delivery, with Pete running the kitchen largely on his own. As of today, Pantaleone's New York Pizza is still open in its original location on South Holly Street in Denver, Colorado, more than 12 years after Gordon Ramsay's visit. It averages 4.1 stars on Yelp and a 4.4 star rating on TripAdvisor.